Oh hey, tag along today while I show you how I put together the control arms for the G-body suspension in my 51 Merc. See how it goes. Alright, so let's get right into this. You can oftentimes buy fully loaded control arms. Unfortunately, with the front suspension that's in this 51 Merc, it is a G-body front suspension, so 85 Monte Carlo. They don't, or at least I couldn't find fully loaded front control arms for it. So I had to buy these ones here, which are from All-Star Performance, where I have to put my bushings and ball joints into it, which isn't a big deal. We can just press those in. Now, let's just talk about that for one sec. So I was able to find a deal on one of the online parts places. Can't remember which one it is, fully to be honest. It's one of the ones here in Canada. And I ended up picking up every piece that I'm going to need for the front suspension of this, like all the ball joints, bushings, tie rod ends, center links, all that stuff, for like 150 bucks. The only downfall was they're the non-greasable type. For myself and the mileage that's going to be put on this car, that'll be more than perfect. Hey, personal preference. You want the greasable ones? Go right ahead, find them out, you know, pay a little bit more money for it. But in this situation, I really didn't need that. So that's what I picked up. I've got those, I've got the control arm bushings. So we're going to go ahead and press them into it. So there's a couple different ways that you can press these into it. You can use the ball joint press, a C-clamp tool. You can often rent these at your local parts supplier. They've got those for rent. I have this old one, and I guess along the line somehow I've lost the adapters for it that go for ball joints, like all the cups and stuff. So I actually had to step out and go to my local Princess Auto, Harbor Freight in the US, and go and pick up another ball joint tool. They actually happen to have one on sale right now. So I went and grabbed that so I could get all the cups. And of course it came with a new big C-clamp as well. Now I don't know which, you know, looking at the two of them, let's just critique the tools for a minute. When I compare the tool, this one here is a OTC. So this is your common brand that you'll find on tool trucks and that they sell. So it's a good solid brand. This one here looks all right. The casting's a little bit different. I mean, you can tell it's probably cast from the same sort of mold, but the OTC one's a little bit thicker, and I'll probably continue to use the OTC one with this kit and not use the good one, but you can do it both ways. So you can use that and use all the adapters and press that in. You're going to want to have an air impact hammer or an electric impact hammer. Doing it with a ratchet will be kind of tough to crank it in, but you can still do it. To be honest, you can also even just hammer this thing. Just be careful not to hit on the end where the ball joint is or where your grease fitting would go, but you can hammer away at them. I mean, I've done it when I was younger and didn't have the other tools and whatnot. Or you can also use a hydraulic press, and I'm going to show you on the hydraulic press, and then I'll probably show you with the C-clamp as well on the other one. So let's get into that now. So what you're going to want to do is go through the kit, whether you've rented the kit or you've bought the kit, and find the cup that's going to match up best to the actual grooves on in the ball joint. It's going to sit best. So this was the one that I found that sat best on the ball joint, gave enough coverage of it, and wasn't going to hopefully flop around on me too much. Now I may end up changing this for a little one that's a little bit smaller, but I think this one should work for me. You grab the end that's slotted and grooved like this, that fits in the cup, and then we're going to go ahead and put that in the press. And you'll probably also want one to go on the underside where the ball joint is going to come through. Oops, where the ball joint's going to come through, just to level it up when you're in the actual press. So let's get into that now. Harbor Freight or Princess Auto press that I've got. I bought it primarily for a press brake feature, which I'll probably show you in another video, bending up some steel for tabs and that. The one thing about this press that I'll say is I had to extend the legs to raise it up a little bit because they're quite low. I'll just set my ball joint in, set this on top here. Now I'm probably going to be a bit too close maybe. Yeah. All right, so I've got it set up. I've got my adapter ring on the bottom. I've got my adapter on the top, and I'm just hoping that this is going to go smoothly. I've got it all snugged up here. I'm just hoping. The biggest thing is trying to get this to go straight. So just do a little bit, stop and check, and I think it's about as straight as it's going to be. Okay, so with a little bit of finesse and messing around, so we've got the first one put in. Okay, so the bushings on these, they're pretty easy to install. You can pretty much just hammer these in. I do anyways. I use my soft dead blow hammer, and I just hammer these into place. So just set the control arm up like that. And you just want to make sure there's no gap. And that's it. She's hammered home. We'll do the other one. And that's it. So the bushings in there, quite easy to do. Now if you had to press these out, that's a bit of a trick. They can be pretty well stuck in there if you've ever tried to do that. But pushing them in like that is pretty easy and no big deal. So there you go. That's how we can put the control arms together, either using a press or using the C-clamp tool. Either way, just take it slow and it'll be all right. Yeah, it's a bit frustrating, but I'm sure you can handle it. So thanks for watching this video. Please hit subscribe so you see when I put out more videos like this and as I go along building out my 51 Mercury. I'm going to have a lot more content coming in the future. I'm going to be building a Suburban. I'm building a 70 Skylark. Got a bunch of boat stuff to do. So hit that notification button so you know when I put out those new videos. Thanks very much. Have a great day.